Hi,
Hello.
this is Jazz.
And this is Craig.
And this doesn't matter.
This is a show where my good buddy Craig and I have a few beers, have a few laughs, and look at microgenres. That's the genre within the genre. This week, we're talking about spaghetti sharks.
You're thinking something Italian, huh?
No, I was thinking...
Salute.
Mamma Mia.
Okay. Hey, Jazz. Could you tell me about spaghetti sharks?
Yes, Craig.
Line it out.
In 1975, a fiery young upstart named Steven Spielberg made a fantastic film that blew the doors off the movie industry, and that film is known as Jaws. Widely regarded as an amazing film.
It's brilliant.
And rightfully, it's amazing. Undoubtedly the best film about a killer shark ever.
More importantly, super successful. Made a ton of money. Right?
Exactly. So in the wake of that film, a bunch of people all around the world, but specifically Italians, decided to cash in on the success of that film and make their own versions of a killer shark movie.
So everywhere in the world, right, makes knockoff movies, right? Something successful, and then a bunch of people kind of dogpile on to make their own version of the movie. Italian movie makers have like a special knack for this.
Yeah.
They've been doing it since like the Sword and Sandals movies, the Gladiator movies and stuff, the Westerns, the zombie movies, you name it. If there was a popular trend in filmmaking, or if there was like a really successful movie, Italian filmmakers knew how to like get in on it and crank out their own version.
Yep.
And it made for some like super terrible movies and also some super brilliant, amazing stuff, and like everywhere in between. We're trying to avoid the word ripoffs, because that's like some of them are actually pretty great and are not served by the word ripoff.
Sure.
But anyway, this is the Jaws version of Italian genre filmmaking, right? So they're Jaws ripoffs.
Oh, look who's here. It's the little fucking assholes.
Jazz.
Craig?
One of the things we do here is define microgenres by using tropes.
Yes, we certainly do.
Could you give me a
I
trope?
would be happy to give you a trope. Here's a dude that you're gonna need in your shark movie. That dude is the grizzled pragmatist.
What's this dude all about?
If you cast your mind back to the film Jaws, you will remember Captain Quint. He's unforgettable. He's iconic. He's a no-nonsense, take-no-bullshit sort of captain.
He's grizzled.
Exactly.
He's a pragmatist.
And
he understands the situation.
Exactly. And in these films, he could be a captain the way Quint is, or he could be a cop. He could be anybody. Essentially, he's the guy that doesn't care about science. He doesn't care about animals.
Sheriff, apparently you don't realize what this means to science.
Dr. Bates, we are not talking about a little fish we can put in a fish bowl. We are talking about a monster that can wreck a 12-ton boat.
Listen here, Gordon.
No, you listen, Bub. People living in this town have been maimed and even killed by your precious discovery. So, if you're not going to stop it, I'll take care of it my own way.
He just wants to kill this shark.
He knows the reality, and he wants to get shit done.
I told you. It's only a fish. Come on, let's go check it out.
Craig, so we...
Whoa.
Craig, we know all about the grizzled pragmatist, but there has to be a guy to balance this asshole.
So that character is this next trope, which is Dr. Ocean, MD.
I would go to get a checkup from this guy, but I want to know what he means as far as tropes go.
This is a character who like is some kind of researcher or scientist of some type who actually knows like the science behind sharks. Well, sort of. Like that's how they're presented.
Francis, these remains have been in the water for more than 24 hours. There's no saying how many fish have been feeding on it. An autopsy is the only way you're going to get a precise answer.
So they know about bite radiuses?
Exactly.
Yeah. He's the guy that says, this first shark you caught is not the shark that killed everybody. You need to cut it open to check out its stomach contents.
Yeah, so remember that part in Jaws? Yeah, they do that. sometimes in
some
these
of
movies
these
too.
movies.
Yeah, like it. Hey, Jazz.
Hey, Craig.
What about another trope?
This one's called Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
What can't stop and won't stop?
There's always a dude, most often a mayor, that is not having any of this shark bullshit. He's got something very important happening in this town that he's not gonna let a shark get in the way of.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a regatta.
5 minutes to start time.
It's usually a regatta.
It's probably a regatta.
2 minutes to go.
Maybe a windsurfing competition.
3, 2, 1.
That he's not gonna close this beach for.
No, like no matter who's gonna die or how many people are gonna get eaten by a shark, this guy has to have this fucking regatta go down.
Yeah.
He's gonna suppress the truth. He's gonna downplay everything about this shark. He needs this like regatta to happen. He needs that beach to stay open. Like
You fat fuck! Vanessa's dead because of you!
Everyone knows you're the one who opposed the regatta from being postponed.
Hey, if you guys want to read ahead, just watch Jaws and write down all the tropes from Jaws.
yeah.
Working on the night moves.
Hey Jess,
Hey, Craig.
you know it would turn me on
What?
if you asked me for a trope.
You're an asshole and an idiot. Craig, I'd love another trope.
How about this one? You better get in the water.
It's my job. I'm the helmsman.
What?
Yeah, like in a movie where like the main threat is a shark that like literally can only exist in the water.
I feel like I would stay out of the water.
You better get in that fucking water all the time.
Dive
There's
right
so
in.
much diving in a movie, and that doesn't happen. So there's a lot of diving in these movies. A lot of people
Sure.
need to get in the water. People who know the shark is in the water, they need to get in the water.
Right, but there's a lot of...
That doesn't happen in Jaws.
Right.
In Jaws, they're in boats. They're on the dock. They know, like, however, like the great weakness of the shark is land.
Let's get off of it.
Let's get off this safe land and like let's put on some tanks and go diving in the water.
Come on.
There's a lot of diving in the water when a shark is like the main threat.
Real quick, I'd like to get a little tangential in that there's a lot of looking through binoculars in these movies.
If you know there's a guy in the helicopter looking down for that shark with some binoculars. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of stuff in these movies that like you see in like 2 or 3, but maybe not in like 5 or 6
Right.
movies. So they're almost tropes. They're come so close, and like looking through a binocular, just flying over in a helicopter and looking down and seeing stock footage of a shark. That happens all the fucking time. Oh, man, these movies are great. No.
Why is it taking you so long to eat that hot dog?
I don't know.
Craig,
Just.
let's say the viewer at home wants to watch a Spaghetti Sharks movie marathon.
Sure.
Let's talk them through it.
I can't with the cat puking. I just can't focus. With the cat vomiting right at our feet. Literally at our feet. Jazz.
Craig,
Jazz.
Craig.
Say the viewer wanted to have a movie marathon like we did where they watch a bunch of spaghetti shark movies.
Best of luck to you.
Where do you start?
You start with a film called Great White. It's pretty much a ripoff of Jaws.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Yeah, beat for beat, it's basically Jaws. If you wanted to go the other way with it
Okay.
and watch something that kind of takes the Jaws format and kind of ups the ante, you probably want to watch Devilfish.
Yeah, they're prehistoric proto-sharks.
Yeah, so it's like a shark with tentacles, so it's just like Jaws, except that the creature itself is genetically mutated and it's got tentacles and it uses that to kill people.
Okay, so maybe you want a spaghetti western underwater with one of the classic spaghetti western actors. You want to watch a film called Shark Hunter.
Yeah, it's like sharks are just a backdrop. It's a treasure hunt movie. There's lots of interested parties going after a lot of money. Franco Nero stuck in the middle, out for himself, gonna try to get that treasure for himself. He's diving all the time. There's some sharks.
You want Django with gills.
You want Django with sharks in it.
This is it.
Yeah, okay. Maybe a more forgettable one, but part of the genre would maybe be a movie called Deep Blood.
It's Italian. It's about sharks. It's got some problematic Native American nonsense in it.
Yeah, like, so there's an old white guy who looks like my grandpa, maybe who plays a Native American kind of tribal leader who cues these kids in on, like, mythology around a creature that kills a lot of people, and then for the kids in their time, there's like a shark killing people.
Ultimately, it's nonsense, but
it kind of doesn't.
It's not kind of super crazy, and some of the acting is pretty out there and worth watching.
Yeah, it's not the best one, but maybe the best worst one.
Yep,
might be a movie called Cruel Jaws.
Old Bruno does it again.
Yeah, old Bruno Mattei back at it again, making a kind of movie that is almost like a ripoff of these movies, which are kind of ripoffs. It actually uses footage from like Great White. This is reusing footage from Great White. It's even using some footage from fucking Jaws.
Yep.
So, it's almost just stealing from movies which are already kind of stealing ideas.
If you want to watch a remix with some super insane acting, check out Cruel Jaws.
Yeah, it's like watching a middle school play about a shark attacking a beach community. Jazz. Hey, Jazz.
Hey, Craig.
I feel like this was a fun movie genre to dig into, a microgenre for the ages.
Craig, I had a great time.
Yeah.
Just like doing homework in high school, I waited until the last minute and then watched like 5 movies.
Yeah. What does that mean? Okay. Recording something. It stopped. You definitely know it stopped.
Yeah, I do.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, we have to change the card out, or like we have to stop and start or some shit.
We should film the ending on VHS.
That doesn't... What are you even talking about?
What are you even talking about? Mama, I'm coming home.
Are you turning off? I'm turning off.
Oh, yeah. I'm coming.
I never put mine on hold. I'm sure I wasn't recording.